Aristotle's Politics is one of the foundational texts in Western political philosophy. Written in the 4th century BCE, the work offers a detailed examination of political life, addressing topics such as the nature of the state, the role of citizens, the best forms of government, and the relationships between ethics and politics. Aristotle's Politics is deeply connected to his previous work, Nicomachean Ethics, where he explores the concept of virtue and the good life. In Politics, he applies these ethical considerations to the structure of the state, analyzing how it contributes to the development of virtue among its citizens. 1. The nature of the state. Aristotle begins by asserting that the state, or polis, is a natural institution. He argues that human beings are political animals by nature, a concept central to his political philosophy. According to Aristotle, the state exists to allow people to live the good life and to enable individuals to achieve their highest potential. The state, in Aristotle's view, is not merely a collection of individuals, but a community that has its own purpose and identity. For Aristotle, the state is the culmination of a natural progression of social structures. The family is the most basic unit, and from the family arises the village, which in turn evolves into the polis. The relationship between these different units is hierarchical, and each level of organization serves a purpose in achieving the ultimate aim of the good life. The state, therefore, is the highest form of human association, and its purpose is to promote the well-being and virtue of its citizens. 2. Citizenship and the role of the citizen. In Politics, Aristotle elaborates on the concept of citizenship. He asserts that a citizen is not merely someone who resides within a given territory, but someone who participates in the political life of the state, particularly in its governance. A citizen is someone who shares in the administration of justice and law, and, more broadly, is involved in the decision-making processes that affect the community. Citizenship is defined by one's active participation in the life of the state, particularly in political deliberation and governance. Aristotle also distinguishes between the good citizen and the good man. While the good man strives for virtue in his personal life, the good citizen is one who contributes to the good of the state, even if that means taking actions that may not necessarily be virtuous on a personal level. The good citizen, therefore, must possess the qualities that enable him to participate in the political processes of the state, and he must also be concerned with the collective good of the community. 3. Types of government. Aristotle categorizes governments into 3 ideal types and their corresponding corrupt forms. The 3 ideal forms of government are monarchy, aristocracy, and polity. Each of these forms, in Aristotle's view, represents a state that is oriented toward the common good. 1. Monarchy is the rule of one person who governs in the interest of the entire community. The king, in this case, is a benevolent ruler who acts for the benefit of the people. 2. Aristocracy is the rule of a few virtuous individuals, those who possess the qualities necessary to rule justly. In an aristocracy, power is concentrated in the hands of those who are best suited to govern, typically because of their virtue and wisdom. 3. Polity is a form of government in which power is shared by the many. It is a constitutional government that seeks the welfare of all citizens, rather than just a select few. Polity is characterized by moderate rule, balancing the interests of the rich and the poor. Aristotle also identifies the corrupt forms of these ideal governments: tyranny, oligarchy, and democracy. These are perversions of the ideal forms, where the rulers govern not for the common good, but for their own benefit. 1. Tyranny is the corrupt form of monarchy, where the ruler governs solely for his own interests and uses his power to oppress the people. 2. Oligarchy is the corrupt form of aristocracy, where the few who rule are not motivated by virtue but by self-interest and the desire to maintain their own power. 3. Democracy is the corrupt form of polity, where the majority rules not for the benefit of all, but out of the desire to promote their own interests, often at the expense of the wealthy or the elite. Aristotle's analysis is grounded in his belief that the best government is one that seeks the common good and promotes the virtue of the citizens, rather than one that serves the interests of a particular group or individual. The best government. In Politics, Aristotle argues that the best form of government is a mixture of the ideal forms. He suggests that a polity, which is a mixed government, provides a balance between the aristocratic and democratic elements, allowing for stability and the promotion of the common good. A polity is a government in which the middle class plays a significant role in governance, ensuring that both the rich and the poor have a stake in the political system. This prevents either group from gaining too much power and ensures that the state is governed for the benefit of all. Aristotle's preference for a mixed government stems from his concern about the instability of purely democratic or aristocratic systems. In a democracy, the poor may seek to redistribute wealth in their favor, while in an aristocracy, the rich may exploit the poor. A mixed government, in contrast, can moderate these extremes and create a more stable and just society. Number 5. Slavery and the role of the family. In politics, Aristotle also discusses the institution of slavery, which he views as a natural part of the state. He argues that some people are natural slaves, meaning that they are incapable of governing themselves and therefore must be ruled by others. This view has been widely criticized, but in the context of Aristotle's thought, it reflects his belief that the state exists to promote the good life, and that some people are naturally suited to play subordinate roles in that process. Aristotle also examines the role of the family in political life. He argues that the family is the most fundamental social unit, providing the foundation for the state. The family is where individuals first learn virtue, and it is through the family that people come to understand their duties to the community. However, Aristotle also contends that the state must regulate family life to some extent in order to promote the common good. This includes ensuring that children are properly educated and that property is distributed in a way that benefits society as a whole. 6. Economics and property. Another important aspect of Aristotle's politics is his examination of economics and property. Aristotle discusses the concept of private property, arguing that it is natural for individuals to own property, and that the proper distribution of wealth is essential for the stability of the state. However, he is critical of extreme wealth accumulation and believes that property should be used for the benefit of the community, not just for personal gain. Aristotle rejects the idea of communal property, which had been proposed by Plato in the Republic. While Plato argued for the collective ownership of property in his ideal society, Aristotle believes that private property is a natural right and that it is necessary for individuals to have a sense of ownership in order to be productive and virtuous. However, Aristotle also emphasizes that wealth should be used to contribute to the common good, and that excessive wealth can be detrimental to both the individual and society. Aristotle's Politics provides a detailed and systematic analysis of political life, combining ethical considerations with practical political theory. His work has had a profound influence on Western political thought, shaping the development of republican and democratic ideas. Aristotle's focus on the common good, the importance of virtue in political life, and the need for a balanced government continues to resonate in contemporary political debates. While some of his views, particularly his acceptance of slavery, are no longer tenable, his broader insights into the nature of politics and government remain foundational in the study of political philosophy.